It's Booty Quake here from Roller Derby Athletics, and today I have a special edition of Derby in the Kitchen. Hey guys! Normally on Derby in the Kitchen, you guys get to watch me kind of fumble around in my kitchen trying to make a recipe. But this time, I wanted to do something a little bit different. I want to take you straight to the source. We are going to get to meet today our friend Lilith NoFair. She is our resident nutrition expert at Roller Derby Athletics, and I'm going to call her up on Skype and ask her a bunch of questions so that you guys get to meet her and see her cute little face. Without further ado, let's call her up. Hi, Lilith NoFair. It's Booty Quake. How's it going?
I'm great. How are you, Booty?
Good. Nice to see you in your library of intelligent-looking books.
Well, I'm glad they look intelligent.
Yes, that's what we like. So I just wanted to use this chance to introduce you to all of our readers at Roller Derby Athletics, since you've been providing some really great content for us over the past year off and on, and then more recently with all the great nutrition posts that you've been doing. So just thought it would be great for everyone out there to get a chance to get to know you a little bit. They get to see my mug on camera all the time. So I just want to kind of ask you a few questions that I know the answers to, and that our readers might not. So first of all, Lilith NoFair, I know that a lot of Canadians know the origin of that Derby name, but maybe not people in the rest of the world. So would you like to explain where your name comes from?
Absolutely. It kind of dates me as well. It is a reference to Lilith Fair, which was like a big feminist music festival, I want to say back in the mid-90s.
Totally.
And I know like Sarah McLachlan was a big part of it. So I went ahead and picked a name that half of the people skating today have no idea what it means.
Nice. Well, I recognize it, and so that dates me too. Tell us a little bit about how you got involved in roller derby.
Sure. I've been playing roller derby for about 7 years now, and really it was just, I woke up and I was like, I need a hobby. I need to get out of the house, and I had roller skated a bit when I was young. We had a roller rink called the Forum near where I lived, and we would go there once a month for special occasions, and I said, I think I could try this crazy thing, and went, loved it. The rest is history.
Nice. And what league do you skate with?
I skate with Tri-City Roller Derby out of Kitchener-Waterloo, Ontario, Canada.
And if no one had heard of that before, they have now, because you guys just hosted the big Division 2 tournament a few weeks ago.
Absolutely. And our travel team Thunder is also heading to Salt Lake City Division 1.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's so cool. I'm totally going to be cheering for them this weekend. That's fantastic. Right on. Tell me a little bit now, besides being a nutrition whiz, you are also a fitness professional, fitness trainer. So tell us a little bit about your fitness credentials and your nutrition credentials.
Sure. So I am a University of Guelph certified personal trainer. Really came to the fitness by way of roller derby. I wasn't, a gym rat growing up or anything like that. But once I had gotten really involved in derby, I thought to myself, we really need people who are wanting to dig into the learning and help their leagues out, and it grew from there. So I got certified by the University of Guelph. I'm also a Strong First certified kettlebell instructor, love kettlebells, and I'm a Precision Nutrition Level 1 coach.
So what does Precision Nutrition Level 1, what does that mean?
So Precision Nutrition is a nutrition certification as opposed to a degree or something like that, offered by a company that was started here in Canada, which is great, but has spread all over the world. And basically, it is a really comprehensive nutritional education. They go into basically college-level nutrition and anatomical processes and all of that, and then get really heavy into the coaching side of how to establish healthy habits that are going to last a lifetime, as opposed to a fad diet that you're going to stick with for a couple of weeks.
Sure. Okay. I have a couple of questions about fads and diets and stuff coming up, but I was interested to hear about what you said about kind of creating healthy habits. So when you work with people, because you do personal training one-on-one with clients as well, right? Both in nutrition and in fitness. So when you're working with your nutrition clients, what's your approach to working with people?
So my main approach is not trying to do it all at once. I like the idea of making one small change, being 1% improved day to day. If you can tackle, maybe you eat your food on the run all the time. And if you can slow down one meal a day, and then maybe you maintain that for a couple of weeks, and then you work on 2 meals a day that are slower. I think those kind of habits are a lot more sustainable over the long term than following a diet plan and getting sick of it or what have you. And I find for most people, that approach, we can tailor it to whatever your need is. So whatever you're struggling with, you can really dig into, okay, where am I finding a challenge and what can I change in my day-to-day life that's totally achievable, and keep going and moving on from that.
Great, cool. Back to the food trends, and you mentioned kind of diet fads and things like that. What do you think is one kind of trendy food program or eating habit or nutritional eating going on right now that you think is like totally bunk and everybody should just forget about it?
That's a tough question because realistically, anything you try will work for a little while.
Okay.
So trends have legs because people see results right off the bat.
Right. So it comes down to the sustainability thing again, right?
Exactly. So, crazy, crazy diets will work for a little while. Crazy, crazy fitness programs, you'll see gains for a little bit. But it's a matter of, is this something that's going to be good for my body in the long term? Is this something that's going to support me as an athlete in the long term? Or, is this something that is going to end up having negative impact on my body? So I think you have to be really careful with trends. Some things are great, but do your research.
Sure. Okay. Well, we're going to bug you for your research on them as they come up and people come up with questions. NoFair, what would you say is a common mistake that roller derby skaters make with their nutrition?
Mm-hmm. I think there are a couple of major ones that I see. The biggest one across the board is not eating enough protein. Lots of people, a lot of our snacks and breakfasts tend to be pretty carb heavy, which is not necessarily bad, but you want to make sure that there's some lean protein in there. And oftentimes when I'm looking over food journals or chatting with people about how their meals generally go, there's this huge lack of protein. And you have to be a little bit creative when you're inserting protein into every single one of your meals, but it's totally achievable if you can think outside the box a little and plan ahead. That's the main thing. The other issue that I commonly see is, and this is often with girls who are just getting into derby, is not necessarily eating enough. A lot of people will come into derby and their bodies are changing and they're feeling great about themselves, and somewhere along the way they start thinking about eating for weight loss as opposed to eating as an athlete, and those are two very different things. And you want to make sure that you know what your goal is and you keep that goal the goal.
That makes a ton of sense, and I love that you've put it that way, because I see people come my direction as well that have different goals. Some people come and they're kind of in the middle of a process of really changing their body through, just starting with fitness in a big way for the first time in sometimes many years. And other people are focused really more on their performance on the track. And that's, of course, my focus, because my goal with roller derby athletics is to enhance people's performance on the track. But recognizing that people do have different goals and that we can support skaters with different goals, I just think it's great to kind of recognize and help people identify that their food goals relative to their how they look and weight loss, which is great for most people's health, may not also support their fitness growth. And for some people it may, and it's just kind of, it's all a balance and finding out where you are on the spectrum, right?
Yeah, there's no one right or wrong. It's so different for every person.
Right. Cool. Well, I know I'm not going to take up too much more of your time, but I know that you are, as we've kind of talked about, you're certified and you do some personal coaching, both in person and online from where you are. And so I just wanted to mention to people watching this that if you're interested and you feel like you want some more kind of personalized support and you have personal questions for Lilith NoFair, that you can get in contact with us on the About page of Roller Derby Athletics at rollerderbyathletics.com, and we'll make sure that you get in touch with Lilith NoFair and she can answer all your questions.
Awesome. I will certainly try.
Okay. Thanks so much for checking in with me, and I'm so glad we got this opportunity to introduce your lovely face to all of our readers. If you are not already part of the All-Star Access program on rollerderbyathletics.com, do check it out, because NoFair provides a lot of really cool nutritional content. Nutritional content. Whenever I want to say that, it sounds like the nutrition facts label. Like, what's the nutritional content of this thing? NoFair provides information and resources about nutrition, and she's been taking us through a whole month's worth of information about protein and recipes and where to get your protein from. And I think next we're moving on to fats, right?
We sure are.
Yay, fats. That's my favorite one. My primary food group.
Nice.
So definitely check out the All-Star Access program if you haven't already, and if you're interested in getting some more regular nutrition tips from Lilith NoFair. And with that, we will sign off. Thanks for watching this, you guys. I'm Booty Quake. You got Lilith NoFair. This is Roller Derby Athletics, and we'll see you again soon. Guys, just before we sign off here completely, I feel like it would be weird if we didn't go ahead and acknowledge the obvious, which is that after a lifetime of being a blonde, today, suddenly I show up with very, very red hair. Just sort of felt like it'd be weird if I didn't say, like, oh yeah, that's a thing. It's new. So I hope that you like it. I'm kind of liking it. Something a little different, big change. Change is good. That's all. See you guys later.